All right, well, you may have noticed it is certainly colorful all over the streets of San Antonio. Yes, we are talking about Pride Month. And let's take you to the San Antonio Pride Bigger Than Texas Parade. It all happened last night at 9:30. We were asleep, but here's the recap.
Well, San Antonio College was the starting point. The parade started at the intersection of Dewey Place and Main Avenue that went downtown to Main and Lexington. It's one of the final events celebrating Pride Month here in San Antonio. And the hot temperatures here didn't stop people from heading to the community pride celebrations all across the city yesterday.
Yeah, lots of them. And we want to take you to the one at Crockett Park. You know, take a look at this crowd here. I mean, yep, you see them with all the rainbow colors, right? Just enjoying the time out there. You know, even the little furry friends out there. There are a lot of different booths, food, drinks, and plenty of entertainment. This was just one of the many Pride events happening.
Well, I work in the mental health field, and this is my child, and I believe it's important because of the fact that you know, we're here supporting everybody in the community.
The finale of Pride Week San Antonio is going to happen today during Pride in the Park at Fiesta Texas. You know, and while the month usually comes with big parties, you know, Pride's origins should not be forgotten.
That's right. In this morning's Together We Rise, KENS 5 reporter Victoria De Leon looks at the history behind the celebrations.
This stretch of Maine displays acceptance year-round. But in June, visibility is amplified.
I first moved to San Antonio, and the Pride Parade specifically was very short. It's just beautiful to see the changes that have occurred over the last 21 years that I've been in San Antonio.
For Robert Salcido, Pride Month is a time to reflect on the celebration's beginnings.
It was a revolutionary act of people standing up for themselves. And in 2022, we're still standing up for ourselves.
June 28, 1969. Police raided the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village.
Stonewall, which is this tiny hole-in-the-wall bar in New York City, would be the ignition point for a national movement.
UTSA archivist Melissa Golke says police raids on LGBTQ-friendly establishments were common. On that night, people fought back, demanding to be seen.
It was a seminal moment in LGBTQ history, where members of the community just drew the line in the sand.
Now, communities across the nation commemorate the Stonewall riots every June. San Antonio had its first Pride March in 1976.
It was a Pride March. There were 35 participants. That's a brave group of people.
In the 80s and 90s, celebrations grew larger.
We're not exactly sure when the 90s this particular Pride event happened, but it was at San Pedro Park. That must have been a great thing. You could bring your kids out and feel safe, just hanging out, swimming, playing volleyball.
Picnics and parades were full of people who, for so long, hadn't felt safe being themselves in public.
We are human just like everybody else, and we deserve the dignity and respect. That's what Pride Month means to me.
In the 53 years since Stonewall, Robert says there have been strides.
What we're seeing in our current day-to-day lives, the political rhetoric that is happening.
But not enough.
We're still within that space that we still needed as a movement. We still need it as an act, a revolutionary act of being who we are authentically and speaking to the adversity that we experience.
Every year, Pride celebrations amplify visibility and a history too important to forget. Victoria De Leon, KENS 5.